Hello, greetings and salutations. Welcome to my virtual abode. Uh, my name is Nyla the Tigress, and I'm gonna try and make this short and sweet. But happy Pride Month. Welcome to Pride Month! June 1st, 2025. I'm so excited for the month. Typically I don't make videos on Pride Month, but, here's one for you. And you might be asking, well, why are you doing a video on Pride Month? And it's like, well, because I like to make a statement for the people who just don't understand it. But let me give you a little backstory. I typically don't like long drawn out videos, and I'm trying not to make this one long drawn out, but here we go. I grew up never being straight. I was either in denial or I was queer. And I came out as bi to my mom and my siblings, and they were loving enough, they were supportive, and my grandmother called me, and this is like, I don't know, 15 years ago, and my grandmother's like, hey, I heard you were dating a guy, I don't use Facebook, but I heard you were dating a guy. I'm like, yep, that's true. And she was like, well, you're my grandson and I love you, but that's what form of having love is having a child, and you can't do that through anal sex. So I was like, okay. And things just kind of was quiet from there. I just lived life, maybe dated a couple more guys, and went about my quiet life. And then I was struggling with my gender identity, coming to terms with the fact that I might very well be a transgender woman, but didn't really know a whole lot about that, or how to go about that. My best friend at the time gave me a name, Nyla, which is where I fell in love with the name and stuff with it. It's a modification of my middle name, but that's not for anyone to know. And 3 years ago, in 3 months, from today, I came out to my wife as a transgender woman after being a femboy in the furry fandom for so long. I definitely went down that pipeline, and I told my wife, or she was about to be my wife, and then I was scared because, I hope I didn't cause irreversible damage. Is she gonna hate me? It was a lot for her to process because she's a cisgendered woman, so she never had to deal with these feelings, and I understand that. She didn't date me with the expectation of me turning into a woman, but the truth was I've always been a woman. It wasn't my choice to become a transgender woman, it was my choice to embrace the fact that I'm a transgender woman. And that's the distinction. And so here I am. A few months later, from that time, my wife came up to me, and she says, I don't care who you are, what you identify as, what you want to be. I love you and support you, and I just want you to be happy. And we both wept. And we held each other. It was beautiful. But yeah, now back to the question of why do we have Pride Month? And this is a question I want to answer because I see too many people online just spewing bigoted, willful ignorance bullshit, saying things like, we allow gay people to be gay. Why do we need Pride Month? They don't need their own month. Maybe a day is fine, but a month is too much. Or we don't need a month at all. And I would argue, maybe you should look up the amount of hate crimes that have been inflicted upon the LGBTQ community in the name of God, or the name of religion, or the name of someone's government, whatever. And the thing is we're not too far from that now in the United States. There's a reason why people are moving out. There's a reason why people are fearing for their lives. I work for an employer that I will not name that is very close to the Trump administration, unfortunately. And everything that they say and do influences our organization and the way they carry themselves about. Now, does that mean that changes the way my coworkers treat me? No, absolutely not. They're great people. I love them. I love them wholeheartedly. Thankfully, I have a good support system at work, and I have my loving wife and my friends at home. Having said all that, it's not a safe time to be queer and to be transgender in public. If you do you, and you want to be an activist, please, by all means, fight the power, brother, sister, fembo. You fucking win that battle, because I'm sure as shit too pussy to fucking do it. Having said that, if you look at the amount of hate crimes that are inflicted on LGBTQ, there is a number that's staggering. I remember like United States alone was like 20 to 30, and there was like at least 40, 50 countries on this list I looked at. I mean, so to say there's literally hundreds of examples of violence, recorded violence, and that's the stuff that's recorded against LGBTQ. That's not all the children that have been beat by their parents, all of the, that's like the Matthew Shepards of the world who get cornered and beaten and hung, or not hung, sorry, tied to a fence and beaten, left for dead. Yeah, it's just, and then these statistics only get worse for people that are people of color, that are queer, that are transgender, that are anything that's not cisgendered or straight. And I feel bad for everyone involved because it doesn't have to be this way. People don't have to be so fucking willfully ignorant that they spew hate, whether they know it or not. Like, it's just such a frustrating thing. I feel compelled to make stuff like this, make videos like this, because I have to inform the world that it's just so, it's so fucked. So fucked. Like, I don't understand how you can live in a place like this, not realize there's just something fucking wrong with the way that we carry ourselves. So, okay, so I'm gonna calm down now. And I think I made my point. It's not that we're not allowed to be gay, it's just that people make it a very hard time for us to do so, to be ourselves, to be whatever flavor queer that we are. And I want you to know that if you do fall under the LGBTQ umbrella, you are valid, you're beautiful, you're wonderful, you're fabulous, and if you're an ally, thank you as well, for fighting the big fight. It's power in numbers, and I'm going to go to every Pride event I can, despite the fact that I don't always feel safe being myself. And thankfully the city I live near is pretty, Pride friendly, but that isn't necessarily the case for everyone in their small little town or their metro area. So I send positive vibes to all the people that, are suffering, for better or for worse, and I don't wish that upon anyone. And, I guess now that we're at the end of the video, thank you for sticking around. Thank you for sticking around. And, I'll do a little shameless self-plug. I have an interview tonight with Zinni the Alien, discuss music and stuff. If you're interested, I'll link in the description below. Not the highlight of the video, but again, thank you for watching. And, see you in the next one.